So this lecture is about blended learning, and we have already seen in the previous class that what blended learning means. Now just when you go to the presentation here, you see a picture, a diagram that is about a blender. You can see a blender here, and within that you can find out many things. That gives us the impression of mixing all sort of resources we have in education here. Blended learning machine, it has been named, if you see this, and the other diagram says mix it up. So whatever resources you have for learning, when you mix it up, it becomes a blend. It doesn't mean that like coming off the e-learning decade only have given you the idea of blended learning, but in traditional classroom teaching also we always had a blend. That was a blend of the various strategies, various pedagogies, whether narration, lecture, illustration, demonstration, using audiovisual aids in the class or using LCD projectors or OHPs in the class. It has always been a blend. But the major change in blended learning is that we say it is the blend of the two important modalities. That is the traditional classroom teaching, which was always there. The traditional class means this brick and mortar building which you are sitting in right now. You are studying in the class, but we are connected online also as well. In the time of the pandemic, you have seen how we have conducted the online class. All the teaching learning experiences and practices have taken place online. So when you go to the next slide, you find it out as a combination of traditional classroom teaching and online learning. It means when you mix or integrate these two modalities online, that is face-to-face learning experiences, along with the online learning experiences, the integration of the two becomes a blend, which we call the 21st century pedagogy. Why 21st century pedagogy? Because we have seen when the pandemic hit us, there was nothing left except the pedagogy which has really sustained teaching learning experiences and process all around. Okay, it was just within a fortnight, teachers started taking their classes online using all sort of trial error methods, because there was a big number which was not trained for using technology. But as we know that learning also takes place through trial and error. So teachers, those who are good at technology, can do very well, but those who are not acquainted also learnt it trying their level best. So this is the combination of the two, because we know that there has been a lot of technology all around us, and technology is there in the teaching scenario in the classroom. So the connection of the two, the online learning experiences and face-to-face learning experiences, is blended learning. It means taking the best of both the worlds. There are so many disadvantages in traditional learning. There are so many disadvantages in online learning. We would see this in the presentation to come. And the best of the two has been taken to give you a new pedagogy, that is the 21st century pedagogy, or a process of learning, or a strategy, which is blended learning. Now here you can see that how wonderfully it has a human element and a technology element. You can see this in presentation here, that students sitting, both the students are sitting on the same table, but both of them are following their own tabs. So there are so many things which comes as an advantage to blended learning. We have a human element, you have a technology element. As I'm there with you in the class, I can motivate you whenever the case arises, whenever I need to talk to you. You have that human element, that your ma'am is there, the teachers are there, we can go to them to share our problems, we can get connected, and you feel that personalized experience. That teacher would definitely know each and every student, because you are coming, we know your faces, we know your personalities, we know your behaviors, we know your attitudes, we know your plus points, we know your weaknesses. Fine. So this personalized content is very important. That is in human learning, that is in traditional classroom teaching, although we try to have it a lot in online learning as well. Feedback instant feedback. Okay ma'am, I did not understand this particular thing, what is it, can you do it for me just now, or you can do it again. Many times in online learning we have this audio problems, and most of the time you were mom, even ma'am was shouting and screaming, come on somebody, are you able to understand, can you understand, then too either it takes a lot of time to unmute your mics, or you were just relaxed, okay fine, somebody will give the answer, why shall I. Okay, so but here in the classroom, in traditional teaching, you get the instant feedback. Fluency and listening is always there. You know, whether you or the teacher who is teaching, you can fluently share your learning experiences. You can listen to what is being said, because you know, okay fine, ma'am will ask, okay, who is there at the back? Why aren't you listening? Come on, no mobiles, nothing, don't write just now. Come on, pay attention. Whereas in the online learning, most of the time, the student would give the reason of being, oh ma'am, internet connectivity, very poor ma'am, I just cannot keep my mobile on. Because at that very instant, you would get up and sit in front of the camera and just, you know, switch your camera, and maybe with a sip of cup of coffee or the breakfast or whatever. That also is not wrong. I don't consider this, because until and unless everything is strategically organized, it's not a sin to sip a cup of coffee, isn't it? So that also could be there. But yes, definitely this would affect your listening. You would get distracted. Then some mama passing by, or brother or sister taking their or talking about their own stories. This also happened, because even till date I'm not very much accustomed. You know, kids are starting out say, Sherry, तुमने ये किया? Sherry, इसके बाद अच्छा दूध पी लेना. She's having an online class, but as a mother I just want to suggest, अच्छा दूध तो पी लो साथ में. So I myself is distracting. Okay, so these things are also there. So this is going to distract. Then relevance is there. Teacher knows, like many times, what is relevant. We can switch on and off to the various activities. And discipline, definitely. चू चा भी नहीं होती एकदम बिल्कुल, है ना, वहाँ भी नहीं होती. तो ऑडियो आप बंद कर लेते हैं. तो but in case we ask you to switch on the audios, you can see the interference, you can see the disturbance that comes. So those are the technical problems. But when we have this along with the technology in blended learning, we have all these elements: motivation, personalization, feedback, fluency and listening, relevance and discipline. And when we add the technology part, that is the technology into traditional classroom teaching or the part of online learning, it gives you the mobility. Mobility of moving with your own space. Okay, within your own space, with your own pace. Because blended learning is learned from anywhere. Like you went to Agra, you can just get back to the Google Classroom. If there is an online provision, you would have attended online class, or the material is there on online class, you would have gone through this and you got some idea that okay fine, this is going on in the class. So mobility is there, you can keep moving, you can be active in other spheres as well. Then there is a structure. Okay, it gives you the structure, it is organized, that how to do, what to do, when to do, it is organized. There is a proper structuring of the learning experiences. Then tracking and controls are there. Like if we have online class, I say okay fine, now that I know that there are the provisions to take attendance online, as we have been saying to you, I can share the attendance of each and every student. There is technology devices which tells me that at what time a particular girl joined the class, what time she has left, what time she has rejoined, what time she has re-left, and this is how we have the entire details, each and every details of the time kept. So controlling is there. If somebody behaves, you know, in a manner which is not expected, a student can always blocked or removed, or not the student or somebody else comes to the classroom, that also can be done. You can remove a person, you can delete the person from your group, and this is how there is a lot of tracking. What are you doing? There are devices like we have been using, whether you are there on the same tab or you have changed your tab. That also would come and could be tracked. Self-study. as I am preparing this recording here in the class, exactly what I am teaching you in the class is being recorded, and you can go to your class while I post it as a podcast or as a video along with the presentation, and you can hear this presentation 100 times, as many times as you want to listen to it, unless you really learn the concept of blended learning. So there is self-study whatever time you want, while going back home in a tempo, okay, or in the car, or just going for a drive. If you want, you can have these material with you and you can study it according to your own pace. Then definitely reduce cost in everything, because just imagine a schedule which is about having say 15 classes online and 15 classes traditionally. Now this online classes, when you stay at home, it reduces your cost that you spend on your fuel, coming to the school, then just getting ready for so many other things. Okay, then there are so many things which we really want to do in school, the activities and all. For that you have to have many paperwork, you have to have some decoratives which we can otherwise frame digitally, and that could be done digitally, saving your paper. So there's so many things which can reduce the cost. Okay, and global reach. Even if you go to the other part of the globe, you are not in your own country, but you fly away from the country to some other country, there also you can keep connected to the class with the help of internet. That's why I say internet works as the most important driver to follow the strategy of blended learning, because we use internet for this. Then coming to the next slide, it talks about the various names of blended learning. Although there are some differences, but in common parlance I should say they are used as a synonym for blended learning. Like we call it hybrid learning, that is hybrid, sometimes this, sometimes that. If you know the concept of hybridization, you would understand what hybrid is. Then technology mediated, where you simply use technology, like we use it sometimes in the classroom, we use it in the auditorium using LCD, just technology mediated. Then web enhanced instructions, where you use web, internet to enhance instructional learning in the class, as we are doing. We have your Google Classroom, we have other resources where we keep connected, keep posting the classwork done. And the mixed mode of instruction, because there is no single model of blended learning. You can do it accordingly, the way it suits you, the way it suits the teacher, the way it suits the students, and everybody is comfortable. So it is just the classroom learning, sometimes the mobile learning, as we are doing. Most of the time we do mobile learning because it is convenient, and now the watches are there. Very soon maybe watches that could be synced with the mobile. You have the entire internet, you can receive call, you can browse, you can go through so many other activities just using your mobile. That is 2999 on Amazon that way. So that is also in vogue these days. So it makes your passive learning to a very active learning. It transforms a very passive learning, where teacher is doing the talking all the time. It transforms it to the activity based learning, where you do activities yourself on the online mode, or some activities which are planned, like you do your practicals. The practicals are being taught to you, then you do a lot of reference work, you go to library, you do it yourself, and meanwhile you learn so many things. You would have studied it and you learned so many things. So these are activities which you keep performing, and blended learning makes passive learning a very active one. There are two very important components of blended learning which you need to understand. One is synchronous components and other is asynchronous components. Now synchronous components. This synchronous component is the component which is, you can say, the live part. Like you and I are live in the classroom. Face to face in the classroom, I am teaching you, you can see me, you can feel me, you have the perception, okay, ma'am is there, fine, you come to the faculty room in case you have any problem, and we are there available face to face in a real time. So whatever activities or the learning experiences we gain in real time, face-to-face presence is the synchronous mode of learning. Now this face-to-face learning can take place in the classroom like this. This is also synchronous. Or when we are online on Zoom and on Google Meet, there also we are face-to-face in virtual reality. Although we are physically apart, here we are physically closer, present here at the same space, but there we are not present in the same space. We have different space, but we are there in real time. We are not physically there, but we are virtually there through internet. That is also synchronous mode, because we are live, we are face to face, we are interact, we are talk, although we just cannot meet and approach one another so easily. Then the second mode is asynchronous mode. Asynchronous mode just opposite to the synchronous mode, when you are not present in real time, when teacher is not there to talk to you in the classroom or online. That is asynchronous. Like I just have left this presentation, or I give you my podcast. Now you can listen to this even if I'm not present, and you can realize, okay fine, yes, ma'am is talking. But ma'am is not there present, it is just the podcast. And you can use it according to your own convenience. That becomes asynchronous. Fine? Like emails. You just write the mail and you read it, you send it according to your own convenience, whenever you have time. That is asynchronous. Fine? We do the learning in Google Classroom. We post the material. Now I'm not there, but my video is there, my material is there, PPT is there. You can use it, although not present in real time. So this is the biggest difference between asynchronous and synchronous components of learning, whether traditionally or online. Fine? तो अभी हम यहाँ पर हैं synchronous टाइम में प्रेजेंट है, रियल टाइम में. अभी जब घर चले जाएंगे या एग्जाम ड्यूटी में चले जाएंगे, आई वोंट बी देयर प्रेजेंट, है ना, तो वो एसिंक्रोनस हो गया. सिमिलरली इन ऑनलाइन लर्निंग. नाउ इन द अदर स्लाइड यू कैन सी द एग्जाम्पल्स. लाइक सिंक्रोनस फिजिकल में क्या है, मैंने एग्जाम्पल दिया आपको, और फेस टू फेस कॉम्पोनेंट क्या है. ठीक है ना. तो यहाँ पर फेस टू फेस जो ट्यूटरिंग हम कर रहे हैं, जिनके बारे में सब मैं बता चुकी हूँ, कोचिंग है, अलग से मेंटरिंग सेशंस हैं, क्लासरूम में है, वर्कशॉप, कॉन्फ्रेंसेस, सब में हम मिलते हैं. और इन्हीं का काउंटर पार्ट अब जब आप ऑनलाइन में देख लेते हैं कि आप ऑनलाइन प्रेजेंट हैं, आप वेबिनार्स में हैं, आप ई वर्कशॉप्स में हैं, आप ई मीटिंग्स में हैं, आप वर्चुअल लैब्स में हैं, तो वो आपका मोड ऑफ लर्निंग हो गया. जबकि आपका जो दूसरा जो लर्निंग है, इसमें कहना चाहिए एसिंक्रोनस वाला जो है, उसमें आप अपनी पेस से सीख रहे हैं, है ना. वेब पेजेस हैं, जो वेबसाइट्स हैं होती हैं, कभी भी आप उनको देख सकते हैं. डिस्कशन फोरम्स को कभी भी देख सकते हैं. ईमेल्स आप पढ़ सकते हैं, उसको भेज सकते हैं. इसी तरीके से कंप्यूटर बेस्ड इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं, बुक्स हैं, ई बुक्स हैं, आर्टिकल्स हैं, सीडीज़ हैं, ऑडियो टेप्स, वीडियोज़, एंड देयर आर सो मेनी अदर थिंग्स विच यू कैन यूज़ एसिंक्रोनसली. फाइन. अब कौन से टूल हैं, what tools can I use to incorporate blended learning? नंबर ऑफ टूल्स में हम यहाँ पर सॉफ्टवेयर टूल्स की बात कर रहे हैं पहले. तो अभी जो हम क्लास में कर रहे हैं, गूगल क्लासरूम, गूगल मीट, जूम, एडमोडो, ठीक है, गूगल स्लाइड्स मेरा विजिट करिएगा आप. किसी ने विजिट किया है? I'll give you the link. Google Slides, on Google Slide also I have prepared, like it is unofficial, it is open to everyone, है ना. वहाँ पर Google Slides में Google Classroom के MOOCs हैं, इसी तरह से Moodles हैं, वहाँ पर भी 2-3 ब्लॉग्स हैं Google Slide पर जिनको लिंक किया हुआ है. सो वंस फोरम ऑफ ब्लेंडेड लर्निंग के नाम से है गूगल स्लाइड्स में. सो यू के साइट्स में यहाँ पर यू कैन विजिट. देन मूडल, आई टॉक डू, आई शो दिस टू यू वन डे. ठीक है. देन आपका स्कूलॉजी है. देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स. अथॉरिटेटिव टूल्स हैं नाउ, ऑथरिंग टूल्स हैं जो कि हैं, ग्लॉकस्टर्स हैं, ब्लॉग्स हैं. देयर आर सो मेनी टूल्स. अब तो इतने ज़्यादा हैं कि आपको कोई भी टूल, इफ़ यू नो, लाइक गूगल कीप, गूगल कीप को केवल जो है वो स्केड्यूलिंग करने के लिए काम करते थे, लेकिन हमने गूगल कीप को भी एज लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंसेस जहाँ से बच्चे को मिले, कैसे मैं अपना पूरा लेसन प्लान करके रख पाऊँ गूगल कीप में, उस तरह से भी यूज़ किया है. So it is a teacher's creativity and innovation to use technology in the classroom. There are a number of tools, I should say countless tools, which can be used for blended learning. And in the coming one, we talk about blended learning as a pedagogy of 21st century. Till then, thank you very much.